The Division 2, Season 11, Reign of Fire. Starting on today, February 28th, a new manhunt has begun with the launch of Season 11, Reign of Fire. Here's all you need to know about it. The third and final season for Year 4 of the Division 2. Firstly, we have the Manhunt. And with the Black Tusk and True Sons alliance solidified and Captain Lewis's troops joining the division, new battle lines are drawn. Natalia Sokolova has come out of the shadows and is taking a more active role and visible role leading the Black Tusk on more aggressive campaigns across Washington. Additionally, hunters have been more active in the capital, and a new recruit emerges to help decipher encrypted hunter drone files. Now, Season 11 follows the story of the latest target to find, named Zachary Stovepipe Beatty, an explosive ordnance disposal specialist tasked to destroy explosive. Stovepipe began collecting schematics and prototypes for increasing unstable improvised explosive devices. This caught the eye of the Black Tusk, who eventually recruited Stovepipe as one of their own. The division is now tasked to collect intel for Stovepipe's whereabouts, and to do that, we must find and neutralize 4 targets, and they are Charles Chunks Crawford, Lieutenant Bantam, Maud Kirst Kellogg, and Beatrice Auntie Kaplan. Taking down these 4 targets is the key to locating Stovepipe. Well, that's the Manhunt summary, and good luck, agents. Here we are, logged into the game, and let's delve deeper and take a look at what this manhunt is all about. Let's check out some of the details here. Season 11, it ends in 11 weeks. You target Charles Chunks Crawford. And here we have the Reign of Fire. Finally, it's here. I mean, they delayed it, but we finally received it on the 28th. However, the 28th is, for me, I think it's, in my opinion, a terrible moment to release Season 11 Reign of Fire for the Division team. Why? Because there's another named game, very similar to this one, that also have their Uber expansion releasing on the same day. Imagine that, right? That expansion costs like $50-$60. So it's a big one, it's a huge one. People looking forward to that. Something, to do with light, dead of light, light's gone. You figure it out. But I think it's terrible as a major expansion for that game's launching on the 28th, and then we have just a season, a new season, which is delayed, by the way, launching on the 28th for the Division. I think it's terrible timing. They should have at least delayed it maybe about 2-3 days later down this week, or just release it early. Don't release on the 28th. Why did they decide to release on the 28th? To further divide up the player base that's already divided. But let's just get into it then. Reign of Fire. We have the leaks coming back with global events, same old. Deadly directives. So 6 days onwards, we have the Charles Chunks target with a multiplier of two times of experience gain. So if you're new, and I'm going to talk really little about this, multiplier by 2 means you get more experience. You get 2 times experience gain from everything that gives you experience completing activities, completing a convoy, completing a mission, etc. You will get experience times 2. However, this thing doesn't tell you is that the first 15 levels. It doesn't show here, but it's only the first. I may get this wrong. I think it is definitely the first 15 levels that is multiplier by 2. And you don't get like multiplier by 2 for 6 days and 2 hours. It doesn't work like that. So if you're new to this game, I'm going to tell you that this multiplier is only for the first 15 levels of your character and not going to be onwards for 6 days. I mean, I wish, because there's nowhere on this page that tells you that it is only the first 15 levels, but it is. It has been like that for the past 10 seasons. Whenever a new season starts, you get a multiplier for bonus experience, and that only works for the first 15 levels, and you will not get more after that. And once you have leveled up 15 times, on here it will tell you that you have exhausted your multiplier bonus and you have gained as all the experience reward as possible that it is giving out uh, with this sort of event, and then you will basically know at that point that there is sort of a limit, a cap. But I'm going to tell you straight up, is only a certain amount of levels, and it's not going to be continuous for 6 days, although I wish. Yeah, we have more for leaks coming up. Same old. Polarity Switch. I really don't like Polarity Switch. It's one of the worst global event in my opinion. I hate it. I really don't like it because you have to switch up your weapon. I'm a sort of a one single gun player. I play one gun only. Sometimes I switch two, but very rarely. I just play one gun because I want to master that one gun for any one scenario. I don't want to switch weapons. This particular global event, Polarity Switch, it actually requires you to switch between the weapons that you have. Because every time you switch, you swap your polarity, and you have to hit the right polarity of the enemy, the same color, in order to stack up bonus damage. If you hit the wrong one, that bonus is gone, and you do no damage at all, well, very little damage, and you will have to stack up that bonus again by hitting and killing the same polarity. So you always have to switch weapons, and I really don't like that. It really just takes away the focus of you playing the game and also paying attention of what's going on in the game, and just wanting to play one weapon. This event says nope, you can't do it, because you really need to switch weapon, and constantly on the back of your mind, subconsciously, you have to think about it all the time. It's always going to be on your mind that you have to switch weapons, you have to change polarity, and you have to reload. Reload also changes your polarity as well. If you have a fast reload weapon, it's kind of okay, it's fine. I just don't like it, but it's still doable, it's still playable if you know, like a certain fast reload weapon, such as, you know, fast hands as a talent on a FAMAS, maybe you get like a 0.8 second reload speed after a certain amount of hits. And you could also just play a pure pistol build, and then you're just taking the reload time of the pistols. It's also fine. It's doable, but it's super annoying, and I don't like it. We have a apparel event coming up. I don't know if this tactics apparel event is going to be delayed or not, because usually in the past events it kind of gets delayed out of nowhere. I hope this one's not going to be delayed. So after a week, well, 2 weeks actually, we're going to see new apparels in our box, and we're going to be able to enjoy them, which is cool. Looking forward to that. More Manhunt targets, more leagues, and then we have Reanimated, one of my favorite. It's probably like my top 2 most favorite global event out there, because it's sort of like a zombie mode in this game. Everybody want zombie in the Division, and this is pretty much the closest to that. It's not like making everything zombie-like, like they walk like the zombie, they limp like the zombie, they groan like the zombie. Not really, but it just makes them that if you haven't killed them with a headshot, they will just come back to life, right? So it's kind of like zombie-ish. It's the closest you ever get. So this event is really cool. I really love it because it encourages you to do headshot kills instead of everything else. And when you kill them, well, cool things happen. And also you get to stack up damage when you are inside of the death mist, so to speak. So it also increases your overall damage, makes you kill better, faster, and then racking up that headshot, it just sort of like snowballs from there. It's really cool, really fun. More leagues and more Manhunt. So Hollywood, not really my favorite, because Hollywood is very niche. I really don't like this global event that much. It's kind of 50-50. It's either you hate it or you love it. Sometimes I don't do this global event, I turn it off, and I don't usually play this global event at all. Hollywood, you need to do explosive damage. If you don't do explosive damage, you do like almost no damage with anything. But so you need to do like mostly explosive damage to get that Hollywood slow-mo effect. But they also do like optimum damage if you use explosives. So it's very, very niche. So if you're doing like a mortar build or a what are those balls? The Seeker Mines. So if you're like a Seeker Mines build, you're doing a mortar build, this Hollywood event, you're gonna basically just scrape past right through this event, very simple, very quickly. However, if you're not a fan of that, if you don't have a good build of that, and you're just not comfortable using these kind of abilities skills, this event may not be for you. For me, it's kind of 50-50. I sometimes like it, but sometimes I don't, because it really just pushing me into just playing an explosive build, and that's it, nothing else. But I want to play something else, right? So if you have this event on, you're kind of gimping yourself if you're not playing like a strictly explosive build, in my opinion. Yeah, more Manhunt, and then finally in the very end, after 2011 weeks, we get Golden Bullet. Now, I don't see Guardian on here. I don't see the Guardian global event on here. Guardian's pretty much like my second favorite after third favorite actually after Golden Bullet. Golden Bullet is my most favorite, as is pretty much the most favorite of everybody. It sounds cool, and the event's cool because all your guns shoot like uber fast, and your reload is like no reload at all. It's like a 0.2, 0.5 second reload naturally, and your weapons glow, and it just overall is just super goddamn crazy, fun, chaotic, and just adrenaline mode. Super fun. Definitely top global event in my opinion. But however, it's going to be after 11 weeks. So yeah, a lot of waiting around. So moving forward, let's take a look at the tracks and what we get. Rain of Fire, Power Badge. Don't really care. Yeah, let's talk about the premium track. If you're new to this game, I would advise you don't worry too much about paying up front, because you need to pay about $10 every new season in order to get yourself the premium track. Like premium track usually mostly are going to be like gear dies, clear dies, weapon weapon and outfits, apparels, and those are just basically they don't affect your gameplay at all. I'm sure you know that already, and you don't really need to get them that much unless you're like a super collector. If you're an Uber collector, it's fine. I buy the tracks at the near end. I don't buy it like right now when I'm like level 1 into the season. I usually don't do that. There's no point, because then you get like all these things rewarded to you. You might miss them. I don't want to miss out on things, and sometimes like these other things that gives to you, like the keys, these keys, faction keys, they goes into your overall faction key count in your resources, and if you're full, it will just drop on the floor. It doesn't really overextend itself. It doesn't go over the max, so you may actually miss out on some of these give outs. Optimized materials like caches, like all these things that just get automatically rewarded, but it's over cumbersome, really. Sometimes you don't know, like you get rewarded these kind of things, and then suddenly you're overflown with additional stuff that you're just not aware of. So I usually buy it at the end. Another thing that's very important is, if you're a new player, you look at these rewards right now, right? And then you're thinking, hey, if I don't buy the premium track, I'm gonna miss out on all of these progression rewards. No, you won't. All these rewards are locked for you. It's because you haven't, paid to buy the premium track. However, these are saved. So all you gotta do is just buy whenever you want. Even if you're like, say you're level 100 on the season, you finished it all, and then you buy like the premium track at that moment, you're still going to get every single track progression reward from the premium track if you pay at the end. So do not worry about just trying to like pay the money at level 1, and I don't want to miss out. You don't have FOMO, don't worry about it. All these things are account saved. It's saved for you as you progress the free track. So just do the free track, get to like level 100 or whatever level you please, and then pay at that moment if you decide that you actually want the premium track rewards. And it's all saved once you pay at whatever moment you're at, and then you will unlock all the progression reward, the premium track up to that moment for you. So don't worry about, buying it early. I usually don't buy it early. I buy it near the end because I don't have to worry about too much, stuff overflowing and cumbersome, as I said. I don't know why I can't go forward. and look at the other. Oh, I can just scroll. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Again, you don't need to get the premium track so soon because you get like a lot of caches and you didn't realize that you got them, and especially the ones that goes into your character bag. It might overflow at the worst possible moment. If you get like 2 or 3 of these caches and then you're overflowing, then you had to go back to base and you had to open these on the spot. It really just, defeats the whole flow of combat. Sometimes you do it inside, in between combat. It just really slows things down. So I don't buy it super early. The free track is pretty much free for everyone, and you get mostly all the gears that you could possibly get. It even gives you exotic weapons as well, and also, of course, past manhunts are unlocked for you, so you can go back and redo them if you haven't finished them, or if you're still missing out on some of the key details, you can actually go back. Ooh, Disco Tiger. This one's pretty cool. But it's sometimes they give me too many weapon skins for weapons I usually don't use. And then just moving a little bit forward. I love Jupiter. Jupiter is a really fun one for the manhunt. Crystalline AK-47, cool. I have for AK-47, one of my all-time favorite weapons. It's slow, it's super fast, super stable. It's just super damage mode per bullet damage, almost the highest on AKs. Just love it. I need a named police 686 Magnum. There's a named one in this game. I will talk a little bit about that later. It's a new one that's coming in this season, and it's definitely one of which you really want to get. The Relic named G28 rifle is also the one of the named ones that I really want. I'm not gonna play this rifle though. G28 rifle. I never played this rifle. I have never seen anyone play the G28 rifle. It's a marksman rifle. It goes along with the new sniper set. However, I will talk a little bit in detail if I have time about why I just don't like that set. Especially the Sacrum Imperium. The gun looks absolutely amazing. You get this free, by the way. It's an exotic. You get this free. Once you reach the free track level 85 on the season, you get this for free. Everybody does. And however, I'm not a fan of this particular design of this weapon. I'm talking about the talent design, not the look. The look is great. And then Ninja Bike Messenger backpack, bring back memories from Division 1, obviously. Doesn't it looks just like, very close to Division 1. However, Division 2, they brought back the nostalgicness of it. I just personally don't like the look of it as refreshed for Division 2. But I guess if you bring back good memories from Division 1, I think it's also a good thing. And then finally, of course, we want the mask. The whole point of getting premium track, really, is for the masks. An X Max apparel item. I don't know if this is going to be LED. If it's LED, that's going to be pretty cool. And the level 100 max is basically this. It looks like a cross between a solder mask and electrical engineer mask, like wire mask. I don't know, just it doesn't really appeal to me that much. Unless that the mouse section is some sort of LED that kind of glows, then then that would be cool. But it doesn't look like it's gonna be glowing. It doesn't look that cool to me, unfortunately. I don't really like this one, but I'll see though. If it glows, all right. Now we want to take a look at what exactly we need to do for the manhunt. So we're gonna do like, moving closer and progressing ever closer to Stovepipe and taking him down. I don't know, this guy's pose kind of looks like a side version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. These manhunts are not exactly open, but complete a brief mission to activate the manhunt, so that's what we're going to do. So let's go look at the brief mission. Meet up with Manny. It's going to be upstairs. Running here. And here we go.
Hey, Agent. Thank you for saving my ass last night.
We need to bring you up to speed on Anderson and Sokolova's new alliance. Go ahead, Fred.
General Anderson's true sons are embedded with the Black Tusk and have been helping Sokolova increase her fleet of hovercrafts in DC.
After Coney Island, I'm concerned about potential mortar strikes.
First up, Charles Trunks Crawford, ex-Navy, pure sadist. An engineer by trade, he has control issues and very little respect for the sanctity of human life. Lieutenant Bantam used to be a drone operator for the Army. He believes he isn't responsible for someone's death unless he gets their blood on him. Bantam will tell you he's never killed anyone because he's never had blood on his hands. But he's murdered thousands. Mort Cursed Kellogg. This guy has the worst luck. Rumor is he was a compulsive gambler. Got into debt with the wrong people and enlisted to try and pay back the loan sharks. They say he won the lotto on Black Friday and couldn't collect his winnings. Pretty sure loan sharks are the least of his problems now. Beatrice Auntie Kaplan. I know her as Petty Officer Kaplan. She killed a guy during basic because he called her Auntie. You kill a guy for giving you a nickname, and then you make everyone call you that so they never forget what happens to people who mess with you? She's petty. And dangerous. And last but not least, Zachary Stovepipe Beatty. I hate this guy. He thinks he's untouchable. Used to be an explosive ordnance disposal specialist. Pretty sure it was just an excuse to blow shit up, since all he ever does now is blow shit up. Frankly, I don't trust men that pretty. They always get away with too much shit. Stovepipe and his team are heavily armed, ruthless, and know every inch of this city. They know where to strike to do the most damage, physically and psychologically. Good luck tracking them down. I look forward to working with you, Agent.
Agent, we know they've got hovercrafts and mortars on their way to DC, but we don't really know what they're planning. We've also seen an increase in hunter drones around the city. Cindy recovered a recording from one of them, but it was encrypted.
Wally managed to decrypt the file.
She's at the castle settlement. Wally didn't want to talk about what she found on open comms. You should go meet her.
Hey, Agent. It's Wally. Cindy's been doing security sweeps and noticed an uptick in hunter drone activity. Last week, she shot one down and recovered an encrypted file. She's a good hacker, but the data was too sophisticated for her. Lucky for you, I've been hacking Black Tusk and Hunter Tech for the past 2 months, so this was a piece of cake. Meet me at the castle if you want to hear what we found.
Wow. Castle settlement. I think people have been waiting for this and talking about wanting to have the castle settlement rebuilt for years. Literally years. And this is such a surprise from the development team to finally bring back the settlement to some degree that we could see a future for that place. And I'm super excited for what it can bring for us. Perhaps a new complete area to explore, a new base of an extended base of operations in the castle. And we will see what other stories may unfold and how the castle will evolve into the future. Castle settlement. Now it's green. Find Wally in castle settlement. Let's go. We'll also take a look at what the settlement is all about. I can see it's currently under construction. Finally, they're bringing back the castle.
Hostile control point detected.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty. This is supposed to be a field, and now they're cultivating it. Or they have moved vegetation and field to the right side now. Yes, we got farmers. The place looks to be quite lively. It's kind of like one of those settlements in The Walking Dead. They're quite self-sufficient. I wonder what that could be. It's quarantined. Might be a new building of some sort. Command center, perhaps? There's another one over there. Or maybe they were there before, they just haven't noticed. No, actually. Those are new buildings. Wonder what's going to be in the middle. Yeah, this place has really been expanded. Especially the leftmost area. Usually this is supposed to be the street. And now a part of the settlement has been further expanded.
Pretty sure this used to be a job for like the Secret Service or something.
Are you going to frame this statue too? Wow, this is actually quite amazing. Okay, so here we are. I want to talk to... Oh, fine, Wally.
I was hoping you'd stop by. It's nice to meet you in person. I'm Wally. Recording's on the computer if you want to hear it.
Yes, I want to hear it.
What have you heard, Stovepipe?
Rumors of outcasts working with rogue agents outside of D.C.
I spoke with Cal yesterday, and he has assured me that the rumors are just rumors.
The report out of St. Louis?
A complete fabrication. Nothing to worry about. Even if it were true, it's an anomaly, not a trend. Nothing for you to worry about.
What about supplies going through the area?
We have alternate routes. There is no danger of shortages, if that's what you're worried about.
Hey, you talked to Chunks?
I have. I assure you, there are no shortages, and we have more than enough to sustain us. We are in this for the long haul.
Yes, we are.
Guess she's still in contact with Calvin McManus. This day just keeps getting better and better. Cindy's keeping watch. We'll let you know if we find anything.
This stovepipe really has a pretty boy demeanor to him. Our first target is Chunks. Target locating West Potomac Park. So this is going to be the same as all the other manhunts that you guys are familiar with from the past. You got to do some control points, some bounties, public executions, or any of the designated open world activities that you must do. And then you finally do the bounties to take down the significant players. And then finally you get to Stovepipe. One of the changes, or nerf, to this Season 11, or should I say adjustment, is the weapon Dr. Home, the exotic rifle. This rifle used to have a 15% armor regen, or 15% armor regen repair kit that drops as you kill your enemies. However, you have to go and pick them up. 15% is quite high in my opinion. You only need to kill 2 and pick up 2 of these armor repair kits in order to get 30%, and 30% is a huge chunk. It's more like the more you kill, the better you regenerate your armor, and then you stay top of the game and keep yourself healthy. So you can actually run all reds and run Dr. Home as a full damage rifle build, and also be able to keep yourself healthy by going around the battlefield like a combat medic, because you're up front, you're aggressive, you're tentative, and you're in the fight, but you're also healing yourself as well as teammates as you pick up these repair kits. It heals not only yourself, but it also gives bonus armor, a repairable armor to your teammates as well. However, the nerf, or the adjustment, should I say here, is that it reduced from 15% previously now to only 10% armor repair kit. So you need to kill 3 enemies in order to get the 30% armor repair. It's just one more, but it kind of adds up. It gets a bit annoying in my opinion that because of the nerf or the reduction, the more you gotta kill, in order to get a similar amount effect in return. However, though, it actually cuts down on the running around aspect. So instead of being a field medic, I actually quite like this weapon. I used to play this weapon a bit. It's basically you're a field medic and you're always in the field of combat, but also helping and keeping everybody alive by healing. But in this case, though, you don't have to move around at all anymore. You can just stay in one cover forever and take down enemies that way. But at least it still applies to the whole party, which is good. But it does say when picked up. So these things do function as something that appears on the floor when you kill something, but it's not going to be where they died. It's basically appearing on your person or below your person at your feet, basically, so you get it immediately after you get the kill. So it makes it easier now and makes it less dangerous. You don't have to move about the battlefield too much, but again, you're now not a combat medic anymore. You're more like a field medic, right? You're staying in place, you're popping a few shots, get the kill, and you heal the party and yourself. Instead of before, is really aggressive gameplay. You're in the fray of battle, and you're a combat medic, and you kill really fast, but you also helps to keep yourself alive and the team alive by picking up these the mech kit that drop from dead enemies, which was actually extremely fun. However, the adjustment right now is okay. The nerf I didn't really like that too much, but the adjustment for you to get the kit immediately is a welcoming change, I would say. However, it does change the playstyle completely for this weapon, in my opinion. But it's still a good thing to have. While I put on some gameplay in the background of my progress into the first target of the Manhunt, which is Chunks, I'm going to briefly talk about gear, weapons, and talents. Season 11 comes with an array of new weapons and gear. This includes 1 gear and 1 brand set, 1 new exotic weapon, and 2 new name weapons, and a bunch of new weapons and gear talents. And finally, Season 11 is bringing back a fan favorite from Division 1, the Ninja Bike Messenger Exotic Backpack. So the new exotic weapon is called the Sacrum Imperium, which is the exotic variation of the G28 marksman rifle. Its talent is called the Trap. It attacks enemies, winning scope, a maximum of 10. Killing any marked target with a headshot applies 10-second burn status effect and gives a 50% chance, 20% in PvP, speed movement decrease on all other targets. Its cooldown is 30 seconds. Killing another enemy with a headshot shortens the cooldown for 10 seconds. Targets are marked after 2 seconds in scope. Now, my opinion of this weapon, I don't really like it. I just don't like the trap talent. Now, for a G28, a fast-firing rifle, it's not exactly accurate, and you want to fire it fast, but you can't because you need a lot of weapon handling in order to do that, and you're sacrificing a lot of headshot damage and crit chance, etc. And you need to tag enemies while in scope mode. Also, you need to kill your marked target to apply the 10-second burn status effect. And it basically removes their movement speed. However, in PvP it's only 20%, and I don't think 20% is enough. Because in PvP everyone's basically rolling around all the time. And 20% is a bit too low. I feel that 30% might be a good start. 50% in PvE mode though. But however, against NPCs, a 50% speed reduction, I don't see a point in that. The enemy AI in this game is very good. And most of the time, the enemies are either going into, getting into a defensive position behind cover, or at least they're looking for cover. And reducing their movement speed is not going to stop them from doing that. As well as enemies will tactically roll around all the time as you're, blasting them or throwing your grenades at them or applying your skills at them. They will roll around a lot of times, and speed reduction is not going to stop them from rolling or stop them from instantly snapping at a nearby cover. So it's pretty much pointless in my opinion, really. So you have to tag enemy winning scope. So you just look at them, and then you tag them all, and then you had to kill a marked target with a headshot kill, and he does apply a 10-second burn status effect. I think that's cool. I think burning enemies is cool. Just the 50% speed movement decrease probably should be something else. I would rather be something else. Maybe it reduces their damage. It would be better. But the burn status effect probably has an already in it damage reduction. I don't know if it applies to the enemies, but it does affect the players, I think. The cooldown is 30 seconds. It's quite long, so it's not going to be able to, keep on doing. Once you apply that burn effect, you have to wait for 30 seconds. Killing another enemy with a headshot does reduce the 10-second cooldown. However, you need to really, get the headshot kill on the G28, and we all know that G28 is a fast-firing marksman rifle. It's not really a bolt action, so the damage is going to be really low. You really have to keep your shots tactical and really aim in and zoom in and blend these shots as accurate as possible onto the enemy and get these headshots stacked up. Targets are marked after 2 seconds in scope though. But all in all, I'm just not entirely a fan of this talent because it's more like a status effect talent and it's not really a sort of damage oriented talent. And for a G28 marksman rifle, or even with the new marksman rifle set, I'm more leaning towards give us a better or an alternative or a different kind of taste to the sniper rifle that is more damage oriented. I know that you probably want something completely different to play the sniper, but in my opinion, sniper really do nothing else as good or even worth it versus just a straight up damage. How you do that damage is where the talent is built in. You design the talent to give us a unique way to stack damage or deal damage or whatever way, but it has to be focused on doing damage at a distance with a marksman rifle. That's what its main goal is. Its core design, core philosophy is just damage. I don't see people using a marksman rifle just to support. There's a named marksman rifle purely for support. You get a headshot, it increases your healing. Yeah, that's for healers. I get that, but it's rarely used. It's completely rarely used. You get one tab, you increase heal. That's fine. That's cool for a healer build. You're not there to kill anything. But over here, if you're talking about a status effect marksman rifle, you have to get the kill on the headshot in order to get that talent proc. And I think that's a lot of work. Not really my cup of tea. I don't think a status effect on a marksman rifle as a talent is worthwhile. I just want straight up damage. Or at least I think straight up damage works best. There's a new exotic gear, the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. Its talent is resourceful. Slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set bonus. It allows you to unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously. This I like. Because you can slot 3 pieces of one set and 3 pieces of another set. Oh, actually, just 2 pieces of another set, and then with the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, which gives you the 4-piece of the 3-piece set bonus and gives you the 3-piece bonus of the 2-piece set. So you can pretty much mix and match and then find your balance ground on what you want. Because right now we are always been just having one entire 4-piece set of any set and then move on from there. But right now with the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, I think it's a great way to introduce mix sets. And we always wanted to have mix sets. Before we can't. We can only have either sets and brands mixed together, but now we're actually thinking about perhaps we could do a mix set between 2 different kinds of gear sets. And that is really sweet. And I think Ninja Bike Messenger Bag can bring a lot to the table in terms of new build, niche builds, diversity builds, etc. I can't wait what people come up with the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag for sure. There's the new gear that's coming up as well. One's called Hot Shots, a gear set, which is the marksman gear set. 2 pieces gives you 30% marksman rifle damage and 30% stability. 3-piece equipped gives you 30% headshot damage. 4-piece equipped gives access to a new unique talent called Edic. First headshot with a marksman rifle will increase next headshot by 20%. Second consecutive headshot with a marksman rifle will get plus 10% armor. If at full armor, it will get bonus armor max at plus 50% of current armor value. The third consecutive headshot will refill the magazine. From the fourth headshot forward, Agent will get all 3 bonuses for each consecutive headshot kill. Missing a headshot will reset the cycle. This, I love. It's great. I think I will use a bolt action marksman rifle with this, just because it gets headshot kills much more easier. This set is great. Overall, it's very great. It's awesome. Because the fact that if you're actually able to chain up 4+ headshots in a row, you get all 3 bonuses stacked together and it will activate all the time. You will not only get 20% bonus headshot damage, you will get 10% armor for every additional headshot kill as either a repair of current armor or a bonus armor of current armor. So, and then finally, you will also have basically infinite ammo. So you're unkillable because you stack up ammo, stack up armor. You also do a bit of bonus damage, but you also have infinite ammo. So I guess that's a really powerful notion if you think about it. At that point where you can land all these headshots and getting that kills, if you can keep that kill count up, you're basically infinite ammo headshot hunting machine. And I think that's really cool. It's super powerful. I can picture it, but I have to take it into practice to see how well it truly fares. But I can definitely tell that the infinite ammo and the super toughness of the bonus armor that it gives you for every single kill, like instead of just being super squishy and glass cannon and you just too afraid to pop out of cover and get that headshot kill, right now you can and you want to stack up that headshot kill fast, so then you get bonus armor to keep yourself alive while you get on with your next shot, next kill shot basically. So it's a really, really good talent. I think I'm all in. The chest and backpack bonuses, the chest talent is called Daring, increases bonus armor from 50% to 100%. So now you basically get 100% of your current armor value as bonus armor, as you stack up those headshot kills. 10% each. Stack up to 100%, you get 10 headshot kills, you get 100% bonus armor. As a max, of course. But every kill gives you 10% more. It either refills your armor, or it just gives you bonus armor. So either way, you're regenerating, or you're more tankier. So we're going to move on to the new named weapon. The first one is called the Prophet. As I mentioned a bit earlier, is that the Police 686 Magnum Revolver with talent perfectly determined. Killing an enemy with a headshot guarantees that the next shot will be a critical headshot. Exclusive for pistol, rifle, and marksman rifles. Critical headshot. And that goes the same with the next named weapon, which is the G28 marksman rifle called the Relic, with also perfectly determined. It will give you critical headshot anywhere on the body. Does that even mean like if you shoot the toes, it will also do critical headshot damage? Now, the main problem is will it be counting as a headshot kill or a headshot if you land anywhere but the head? That's my biggest concern, because a lot of things function as headshot kills. It doesn't matter if you land a headshot damage and a kill on a different body part, but it has to be counted as an actual headshot kill. So if the guarantee is that the next shot will be a critical headshot, even on the knees, then does it really count as a headshot kill, or does it count as headshot critical damage kill, but on the knees? That's my biggest trope with this. And then the talent determined is going to be free for all on most weapons. And killing enemy with a headshot guarantees that the next shot will be a guaranteed headshot. Yeah, so again, same problem. If I'm gonna shoot anywhere else but the head, and it's guaranteed a headshot, basically doing headshot damage, essentially, but is it technically count as a headshot kill? So that's going to be tested. Um, so moving on to balancing existing gear, the quality of life changes for PvP. So now for lower skill tier players, we'll be able to use the jammer skill against skill tier players 3 levels above their own. I thought initially they said lower skill tier players will not be able to jam high skill tier players. So I don't know why they reversed that effect, or they gone back on their word. But here it just says that lower skill tier players will be able to use the jammer skill against skill tier players 3 levels above their own, right? They also fixed an issue where shrapnel trap would apply PvE damage in PvP. Well, okay. That's a long time coming. Right? Waited months for that to be fixed. PvP was a mess because everyone was using shrapnel trap right near the doorway. So when people are chasing after you, they get blown up instantly. Fun stuff. Exotic that are otherwise exclusive to a specific source are available as random contaminated drops in the DZ. That's a big one. Exotic weapons that can be received as random loot drops after killing enemies in the DZ. The Ravenous, the Bighorn, and finally the Eagle Bearer. As you all know, the Ravenous is an exclusive drop from the chest in raid number 2. Eagle Bearer from the chest in raid number 1. And those are raid exclusive drops. So now they have moved them out of the raid exclusivity and into the open world, but DZ only. So you can either do the raid, but takes a lot longer and have a slight chance of opening that chest at the very end after beating the final boss and have that the weapon drop for you, or you can take your chances and engage in a more frantic, more chaotic, more dangerous, more thrilling experience into the DZ. But again, the DZ, that's good and bad about it. What's good about it? Well, people have a different source of acquiring these weapons. But what's bad about it? The DZ is going to be pretty gankish. There's going to be a lot of camping. There's going to be a lot of glitching. A lot of maybe cheating. You name it. Because if raid exclusive weapons, namely the Ravenous and the Eagle Bearers, are going to be in the DZ, you can bet your ass that the DZ is going to be camped to hell. That's a given. It's going to be camped to hell for sure. The Bighorn, no problem. I don't care about Bighorn. I have like 13 Bighorns. You just play weekly. You just play legendaries on a weekly basis. You get Bighorn, no problem. They drop a lot. That weapon is a so-so weapon. It's kind of average. I wouldn't put it top above average. It's just a cross between an assault rifle and a rifle. If you want to do rifle damage, you can, and you want to do assault rifle damage, you can as well. However, it is not there comparatively to the M1A for rifle dominance, but it is also not exactly there in terms of handling and consistent damage versus the FAMAS for that longer burst, because it only has 40 rounds. It has 10 less rounds than normal assault rifles. Even though it has supreme damage, it's actually top damage, but the less rounds could potentially cause a detrimental effect and quite negative on the overall experience and output. And the other changes are like Gear Talon's UI, fix some of the expertise things, and all of that. So I have link in the description of the whole thing where you can read upon it. But none of these are as important as the above one that I mentioned in terms of quality of life changes for PvP and weapon drop changes. And there you have it. A complete, comprehensive overlook at Season 11. Now, there may be a few things that I missed out, but I think I have crammed as much information as I can in here. Use a timestamp to skip to any section that you find interesting. I know this is a long video. I wanted to get as much information as I can into here. What I thought about it, what my personal experience and personal thoughts on the things that I see for this new event. Hopefully it could be useful for you, but mainly is what I don't like, what I like, and hopefully that this amount of information is sufficient to help you get started on your adventure into Season 11. And if you ask me, hey, is the new season worth coming back to the game? And I will say yes. Yes, it's definitely worth coming back into the game. However, there's a lot of familiarities with Season 11. It may feel like a rehash of older seasons. There's nothing entirely new. They haven't really gone above and beyond and look for ways to improve and expand on what's good about the seasons. They only been just trying to redo the system over and over again. Even with Season 11, it seems that it is quite new or somewhat different, but it's a fresh coat of paint. But the core of it is still remained the try and true. So it is still very good season to come back to and continue to play into the Division 2's lore and existence. And as well, the biggest thing that ever that introduced in Season 11 was probably the revitalization of the castle settlement, which people have been exciting about, and it's also sort of a shock to us that it's finally here. Yes, you know, after years of wanting this to happen, they finally listened and deliver us what we wanted for so long. And I'm glad. I hope you are as well. So thank you so much for watching this video as always. Thank you so much for all your support. I know this has been long. I will try to keep it short in the upcoming videos as well. So, you know, if you're looking forward to other content, please stick around and subscribe and love and all that goody stuff that you do.